why can't conservatives just let me go? Honestly, why can't conservatives just let me go? I feel like they just don't want to. It almost feels to me, and again, I understand I'm being a little bit dramatic, but I just want to explain why I have been rage streaming about conservatives lately. It just seems to me like I broke up with conservatives like a year ago. It was like, it's me, not you. Truly, I'm moving on. I'm moving on to the libertarians. I like the libertarians. I align more with the libertarians. I didn't realize the libertarians weren't woke until after I had already kind of started dating you, and then I realized I had a better option and it was just a better fit, and it is not you, it is me. And I feel like they won't effing let me go. And that is the truth. It's like, why is Ian Miles Chung even tweeting about me? This makes no sense. Why is he even tweeting about me? Why does he care? I have no desire, and this is, you know what, listen, I know I've really ragged on conservatives in the last couple of streams, and I know some of them are kind of pissed at me. This is not about you as an individual person. Whoever you are, if you are a conservative and you are watching this right now and you are feeling offended, it is not about you as an individual. I am talking about your tribe as a collective, as a big group that is larger than any one individual. Now, if you do not like the impression that I have of the collective, then it is incumbent upon you as a member of that tribe to speak up and make your voice louder than the ones I am hearing. Because I guarantee you, if they're the loudest voices that I am hearing, they are also the loudest voices that other people are hearing. The most powerful people in any social system are the ones who are expressive. They're the ones who are expressive. They're the ones who are speaking up. And if you don't like what they're saying, and if you don't like the impression that people are getting, then what you need to do is make your voice louder than theirs is. That's how it works. And if you are not willing to do that, then you cannot be upset that people have an impression based upon the loudest voices, because you did not change that. I understand that change doesn't happen overnight, but if you want the impression to change, that is incumbent upon you. So it is not productive to be offended at what I am saying. I don't know who you are. I'm looking into a tiny camera on a laptop in a motel room in New Hampshire. I have no idea who you are watching me right now. So it does you no good to be personally offended at something that I said, because I don't know who you are. You know? But I feel like, as a collective, like, why can't they just let me go? I just don't understand it. Trendlin says, I think it is because a lot of conservatives found you through the PragerU videos. I left the Republican Party and joined the LP because of watching you. Oh, thank you for that. That's amazing news. Listen, I know people found me through the PragerU video, and I have very mixed feelings about whether or not I regret doing that video, to be honest. And again, that's no shade on conservatives, but it did put me in this position of needing to live up to this image that conservatives have of me because of a video at a moment in time where I was telling a story. You cannot expect me to be beholden to your tribe forever, especially after your tribe has canceled me multiple effing times, worse than the left ever did. You cannot expect me to be beholden to you after I have already done my job, man. That's just reality, conservatives. Again, it's me. It is not you. It is me. And, you know, I have to move on. I'm in a better relationship with the libertarians. I get along with the libertarians. I like the libertarians. There are some of you that have gone out of your way to try to destroy my relationship with the libertarians because of this petty, personal bullshit. And you're not even involved with them. You're not even involved. So why can't I be? Why can't I go do this thing over here and still do the anti-woke stuff and still do the anti-CRT stuff because that aligns with what I'm doing with the libertarians too. Why can't you just let me go do this thing over here and you can talk about whatever you want to in the land of the Daily Wire? I don't care. I don't want to be a part of your club, conservatives. Like, I just don't understand why this is so hard to understand. There is no reason that Ian Miles Chung should be tweeting about me. There is no reason that Matt Walsh should be tweeting about me. It's the stupidest thing in the world. And this happens every couple of months. It happens every couple of months. I truly don't understand it. Listen, not everyone needs to agree with me or agree with my choices, but you are not entitled to force me to hold your opinion. I am entitled to my own opinions. And if you want to act like woke leftists because they offend your fragile sensibilities, then I'm going to call you woke leftists and I'm not going to feel sorry about it. We are allowed to have different opinions, but I am not attacking you for your opinions. I am attacking you for your lack of action. Because even after I left, I still wanted you to be better. And now I know that is just not possible. It is not going to happen. It is never going to happen. I wish it were different. I wish it were different. But you need to let go. You need to move on. Why do you even care what I say? Honestly, I'm not even trying to play in your world anymore. If you like the things that I say, if they resonate with you, if they are helpful in your life, fine, stick around. I have no problem with that. There are a great many conservatives that I have very good relationships with. You want to know why? Because they don't try to force me to live a certain way or to have a certain opinion or to do a certain thing. None of the conservatives that I have really good relationships with have tried to force me or pressure me into doing anything. None of the conservatives that I have really good relationships with have ever tried to fucking jump on me over a tweet that they didn't like. It is absolutely possible for conservatives to not act like authoritarians, and I don't understand why more of you aren't doing it. So, let's see. Trendlin says, it might be a fact that you have a pulling effect and other conservatives that watch you are leaving the party like me. I mean, maybe that is it. Maybe they're afraid that I'm going to bring more people away from them and into the libertarians than even probably I think I'm going to bring into the libertarians. Maybe that's true. I don't know. But bottom line, whether it's true or whether it's not true, it doesn't really matter because this is my life. This is my life. I gave conservatives basically a year of my life. I gave you guys a year of my life where I traveled around all over the place every week, giving up work, giving up time with my family to try to get people to leave the Democrats to vote for you. I gave you a year of my life. When do I get to pursue the things that I want to pursue? When do I get to do the things I want to do without you guys crying like little children saying, oh, you were never a conservative, you never left the left, you were always a grifter? Do you know how mind-numbingly, repetitive that gets? I am allowed to change my mind. I am allowed to evolve my opinion, particularly when the circumstances around me change. If you don't like that, If you are pissed that I don't want to show for your team anymore, I'm sorry, but you are not entitled to continue to cancel me, to try to pressure me into seeing the world your way or to saying the words you want me to say. I am entitled to my own effing opinion. So that's what I've been thinking about a lot. That's what I've been thinking about a lot today. I don't know how I got like what life pattern I'm repeating from some other lifetime, or maybe even a pattern from childhood, I don't know, where I was in a situation where some other entity felt entitled to something from me that they were not entitled to. That's really what it feels like. So, well, I'm in a debate for governor tomorrow. Kind of in a debate for governor. The debate is actually about which party people in New like Liberty people in New Hampshire should vote for, the Republicans or the Libertarians. And of course, I'm running for governor as the endorsed candidate for the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire. And the person I'm debating, her name is Karen Testerman, and she is running for governor on the Republican ticket. I really like Karen a lot, actually. I agree with her on a lot of things. I think it'll be a good discussion. So I'm doing that tomorrow because I moved on with life. I like the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire. I fit in here. They like me for some crazy reason. People keep trying to disrupt that. I don't understand why. How would anyone here like listen? Let me just like try to make this really personal. How would you feel if you found a group of people just in your normal life that you enjoyed spending time with, that you had a lot in common with, that you had fun with, that had your back, that you agreed with on a lot of things? How would you feel if you found this new group and you were excited about hanging out with this group and you were excited about doing things with this group, and then strangers and grifters on the internet went out of their way all the time for months to try to disrupt that your relationship with those people? That is literally what has been happening to me for months. For months. And it is ungoddamn called for. Strangers on the internet are trying to disrupt my real life effing relationships. You are not entitled to everything from me just because you were inspired by my journey a couple years ago. I am sorry. And it is unfair of you to demand to be. Is the debate being filmed? I'm honestly not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's going to be filmed, but I'll let you guys know if it is. For those in my locals community, Fran will be running the Zoom tomorrow. I will be sending out the link in an email that I'll set up before I go. But there will be a community Zoom for tomorrow for those of you in locals, and I'm gonna I think the debate lasts like an hour, so I think I'm gonna pop back as soon as I can and hopefully join in. I'm a conservative. Can we still be friends? Yes. Like I said, like there are a great many conservatives or people that are more conservative leaning that I have great relationships with. Again, the problem starts when you start putting conditions on that friendship and saying if you say these words, I won't be friends with you. Like we can't be friends then. Like no, we can't be friends then. Or if you try to like join a cancel mob when you pile on me and to try to get me to say a certain thing or take a certain thing back, no, we can't be friends then. But if you act normal and don't try to disrupt my real life relationships and are just cool, And maybe you learn from my videos on the internet, and maybe I teach you some things about critical race theory and fighting back against the woke, and we talk about strategy and we talk about psychology and we do normal things, and you don't try to disrupt my life. We can be friends. Like, we're cool, man. We are cool. We are fine. Most normal conservatives I am fine with. But to continually be told that when not small quantities of people, large quantities of people are trying to disrupt my real life relationships because you're still pissed that I didn't become a total effing conservative grifter? Is that really what you wanted? It makes no sense. It just makes no sense at all. The culture that you experience or that I experienced on the conservative right is so much different than the libertarians. It is so much different. It is what I experienced on the conservative side was so constricting to me. Now, you might experience it differently. We might all have, and even if you're not a conservative, maybe you're a moderate, maybe you're a libertarian, maybe even a Democrat is watching right now. Who knows? Like, we are all going to have different perceptions of the different groups because there is no such thing as one objective like perception of a group of people. So you might have extremely different experiences with all of this than I do. But for me, I always found Republicans and conservatives to be way too restricting. I am a creative person. I always have been. I started playing music when I was really, really young. I paint. I do like needlepoint and cross stitch. I do knitting. I do like all sorts of like I have art all over my house. I'm an extremely creative person. I like making art when I can. And I felt so constricted when I was going around with the right and spending all time with conservatives. Now, that's not to say I was miserable. I wasn't miserable. But it wasn't the right place for me. And for me, what I experience on the libertarian side is just this limitless land of creative potential. And it's so open and it feels really good and really comfortable. And I feel like I've been able to discover more of myself being in this culture than I ever would have if I hadn't come into it. And I agree with them more, guys. I just do. I'm sorry for the people that pisses them off, that pisses off. I think you should be able to live however you want to live, but you do not get to force me to live how you want me to live. Let's see. Joseph Jonathan says, normal people don't act the way the far left and right do. Yeah, I'm aware of that. And it's like, those are the people, the normal people. Those are the people I want to spend time with. Okay, the libertarians aren't quite normal. Let's be honest. They're not. But both sides are very constrictive. They want you to conform. And then Asian says, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry, you'll have to teach me. I started off as a libertarian, but moved into voting Republican because Ron Paul ran as one for 08 and 12. I really like the Constitution and small government. You should look into the Mises Caucus. The Mises Caucus just took over the Libertarian Party. We now control all of the power in the Libertarian Party. They excommunicated all the woke from the Libertarian Party. There's no more woke bullshit. It's no more woke nonsense. And the whole goal of the Mises Caucus is to bring the Ron Paul revolution into the Libertarian Party. I was at an event with him about a month ago with the Mises Caucus in Reno at the National Convention. He came and spoke and, kind of gave his blessing to what we were doing with the Libertarian Party. Ron Paul is literally the reason that the Mises Caucus exists. So you should look into the Mises Caucus and what's going on with the libertarians. because you might like it. And it's going to be awesome. I'm so thrilled to be a part of it. I really am. Be friends. Matt Walsh really is just a woke conservative. His Twitter is nothing but virtue signaling, drives me nuts. His film was good for the first 2/3 and then turned into propaganda. I have no doubt that that movie was good. I'm not going to watch that movie. I don't feel like I need to watch that movie. I am well aware of the content that's going to show up in that movie. I don't want to watch him for that long. Sorry, I just don't want to. I don't have enough time as it is. Oh, you're a gay anarchist. There you go. Well, you should start a gay anarchist. You could even call yourself the gay anarchist. You could get both left and right. You're probably like that would be an effing great name for a YouTube channel. Can we just be honest? The gay anarchist? That's a great name for a channel. You could make a whole merch line. According to Dennis, I learned today that I am an anarcho-capitalist because if I was a full anarchist, this is according to Dennis, and other people disagree with him. But if I was like a full anarchist, I wouldn't believe in like private property. But as an anarcho-capitalist, I do, and I do believe in private property. So I guess that's what it is. I guess that's my official label, I suppose. That's kind of a badass title. That's a kind of a badass label, if we're honest about it. It really is. So that's not the worst place in the world to have landed, I suppose. So I don't want to be mad at conservatives. I just want to stop being canceled by conservatives. I'm sick of it. It is a pain in the ass. It is a pain. It is stressful. It is unnecessary. I don't really care what you do. I just want to be left alone. Except for like conservatives who are cool and just want to like learn about critical race theory and like woke stuff and psychology and all whatever else I talk about. That's all you want from me, conservatives? You're cool. You can stay. If not, please go away and focus on your own world. PorcFest is cool so far. This is just like it's nice and chill. It's very chill. Mason says, "What's with conservatives making fun of people's looks? Seems petty. It is petty. It is petty." Now, to be fair, I also did make fun of Ian Miles Chung's obviously tiny penis size. So I may have, I'm not innocent here either. Although I'm just speculating, but I wouldn't be surprised if I was right. I wouldn't be surprised if I was right. Brooklyn Way, you're the best. F those guys. F those guys, man. It's too bad. Their audiences would really like my book. Their audiences would love my book. Are they ever going to tell their audiences about my book? Nah. Because why would they want to actually solve the problem of the woke when that would result in them not being able to talk about it and complain about it and make money about it? But I can't allow myself to continue to be distracted by this. I just can't. And I know that. I know that. I'm so sick of this shit. Sam says virtue signaling equals votes plus money. No reason for them to solve the issues. No, they don't want to solve the issues. There was actually a conservative that was arguing with me on Twitter today, and he flat out said, we already lost anyway, so we just want to build our own thing and do our own thing, and we don't want to actually change anyone's mind. We're just going to build our own parallel economy. And it's like, they literally gave up. They've given up. Maybe they never cared in the first place. Captain Chaos says, conservatives love canceling anyone who seems to challenge their vision of being conservative. I'm right of center, but don't see it as conservative. I'm 46 today, and I'm liberal, but Republican. Oh yeah, I bet you piss them off, Captain Chaos. I bet you do. I bet you do. There are some conservatives. No, there are conservatives at PorcFest. There are definitely some conservatives here. Definitely some conservatives. No, it is significantly harder for me to ignore conservatives than it is for me to ignore Democrats. I do not agree with this. It is because, again, the Democrats don't really bother me all that much. Every once in a while they get a little annoying, but like Democrats, it's like swatting a fly. It's like, like I'm so used to it. It's like, But conservatives are mean and they are personal, and they do significantly more when they're doing this bullshit than the woke left does. That has been my experience over several times that they've done this bullshit to me now. So, like, if Democrats are like a little fly that is just like, okay, go away, like whatever. Conservatives are like a dog that's trying to bite your foot. That's the difference that we're talking about when this bullshit happens. It's like, you can't ignore it. The dog is trying to eat your fucking foot. It may just be your foot. Maybe you can live without your foot. I don't know. But it really effing hurts. And it's really distracting. And it's really painful. And it overshadows everything else that's going on in that moment. I can't just tell the dog to go away. The dog is literally eating the damn foot. That's what it's like. Brooklyn Way says they're subversive and divisive, but seems the same to me. Two sides of the same coin. When conservatives decide they want to FCC, they want to F with you, they stay stuck on stupid. She's right. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And so I'll talk about it, and I'll talk about it bluntly, and I will explain what it's like, because if people think, I did a stream with Graphically Alex a while back where he said that conservatives have to red pill twice because they have to red pill to what their own side is. I feel like I had to red pill twice too. I had to red pill to wake up from the left, and then I had to red pill again to realize that the right was exactly the same. Exactly the same. No, I'm in a motel room. I'm just looking at the chat, guys. Sorry. No, they do not like being called out on the uniparty BS, which is how you know exactly who the sellouts are. It's how you know exactly who the sellouts are. They do not like being called out on it at all. Every one of them that whines and complains and carries on because they're called out on it, that's a person who's sold out. That's a person that would sell you out for money. That's a person that has no principles.